Hey YouTube, Mike that Tankless Guy here. How we all doing today? I hope we all had a safe and productive week. Alright, today's video actually is on questions that I get on the Navien unit, the NPE model, so that's the condensing model, you know, whether it's the smaller 160 or the 240. The unit comes, of course, as you know, into America, natural gas. You can convert it to propane with the conversion kit and the high altitude kit that's always glued to this, or stuck to the left hand side, and the parts are on the right hand side. Well, once you install this, now today's unit, I just have a piece of pipe shoved in here because I'm not going to be able to set the controller, because the questions that I get is actually on, once you turn the unit on, how do you go about setting the controller to get it to operate? Now, with this unit, like I said, I just have a piece of pipe in here so that, because they do have that safety switch inside of the vent, just like the NPN unit has the safety switch right here, that you have to engage the vent pipe in order to the unit to operate. Now, this one is like a universal, where you can put a hood on it. The same with the NPE unit. You can put this outside and put a hood over it. So you have no piping. It's just a big hood. It covers up the two screws. There's a 2-inch pipe that goes in and catches the safety switch, and then the air gets sucked in from the other side into the vent here. So what happens now? You have it installed. You have your vent, or it's outside. You have your hood. Now what you have to do is you have to set the controller. All right, let me just get this camera down just a little bit more and get it over here. All right, so as you know, all NPE units are multiversal, so you have natural propane inside, outside, one unit. You have a plug on it. So we're just going to plug this in to our extension cord right now. Just let it hang. Then we're going to turn on the power. Now, don't forget, before you set it up, you turn the water on, you bled the gas out. This is all installed. Now if you have your recirc, remember you want to turn the valve so that you have so it's on external. So you have external circulation, whether you have a dedicated recirc line or the NaviCirc. All right, so now on the screen, it's going to say Setup Wizard. All right, let me just pan in on that. Let's get it over there. See, it'll say Setup Wizard. You hit the OK button. Now you got the date. So it's 24. You hit the up arrow till you got 24. Hit the OK button. Now today, it's the 5th. Oh, hit the OK button. There we go. The black box moves over. Today it's the 5th, so it's the month in the middle, and then hit OK, so the black box, and it's the 9th. Hit OK. Now you want to look at your watch or your phone. It's 9:12, so you actually hear it jingle. I don't know, listen. 9:12. Okay, now it's going to say Fahrenheit or centigrade. We're in Fahrenheit. Hit the OK. Natural or propane. Right now I have this set at natural. Hit OK. Now it's going to have the altitude that you're at. Where Florida is dead flat. So we're at 0 to 2,000 feet. It's got 2,000 to 5,400, 5,400 to 7,700, 7,700 to 10,100. We're at 2,000, you hit OK. Now, you got recirc. If for some reason you're using this with 2 units and the other unit is recirc, you can have this doing no recirc. Then you go to the down arrow, it has external recirculation, which means that you're recircing externally. That means there's a return line or a NaviCirc. internal circulation, that's the last one, number 3, means it'll circulate within the unit. So you want, pretty much always external circulation. Hit OK. Now it says setup wizard external two-way valve is in the external position. It's telling you that's the valve back here. Can we see it? Yep, the valve back here. There's a video on it. Hit OK. Now it says, is there an external pump connected to the water heater? Yes or no? No, there isn't. Now, when we pan back, I'll explain that to you in a minute. We're going to hit no. Then it says external circulation. Always on, intelligent, weekly, or hot button. Okay. Always on means that the thing is going to keep circulating through the system. It's got the thermistors in, it's going to turn on and off. Then intelligent means it's going to learn the habits of the people in the house. Most likely of where they are at the farthest fixture. Intelligent is this intelligent is very good. We set most of ours on intelligent. Then you got weekly. Weekly means that you're going to get timer bars, that you're going to turn this on and off during times of the day, during the week. Then you have hot button. Hot button means that there's actually a button inside of the bathroom or kitchen, wherever you decide you want it on, and it's going to turn the pump on through that, most likely with a NaviCirc valve. So we're going to hit intelligent, okay. Now it says, now it gives you a rundown. Gives you the date, the time, the gas type, the elevation. If you scroll down, it's going to give you everything that you just did. Hit OK. Then it's going to give you the second screen. Recirculation is on intelligent, internal pump, circulation mode intelligent. Hit OK. Then it says refer to the installation manual for additional setup options. That means like if you want to do weekly, you can go into the installation manual and you can set the clock. And now you're back to the temperature screen. You can raise and lower the temperature. This unit actually, without hitting anything, will go up to 140. It's going to try to fire, but because I got no gas or nothing hooked up to this. Back to 120. Now, say you want to reset this thing. What you do is you hit the M and the back button together. Now it gives you service installer, installation menu, cascade settings, test mode, special operation. Go to installer menu. It's going to give you 3 lines. The code is 1234. 1234? That's the same code I have on my luggage. What movie? You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to have here, it says service status, parameter settings, application settings, service notifications. Then it's got service contact. You can actually go in there and put your business name in there. Economy Plumbing and Gas Services with my phone number. Then it says factory reset. Hit the OK button. Go up to yes. Hit the OK button. It's going to count 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and sell at 100. You're back to the original screen. If you want to reset error codes, you want to reset a problem, you put a new PC board in, or a new controller. See, you're back into the settings. There you go. Date and time, you're back to that again. You can get all that in there. All right. We're not going to do it again because, like I said, this is a test. This is my test unit. All right. Let me explain about external, what they mean by that. Is there an external pump connected? This unit can do 600 feet of return line. That's both hot coming out, turning around, and coming back. 600 feet. But in a lot of cases that I see, there is actually a 1/2 inch pipe. At 1/2 inch, it only does about 100 feet. It can do about 200 feet. So this pump may not be able to handle it. So you can hook, or if your 3/4 line is longer than that amount that's on in the installation manual of 600 feet. So you can actually add a pump to the return line and plug it in. Now, we're going to be doing a video on this, but there's a plug system that you can plug it in that it'll run through the PC board, because when you tell it that there's a pump, you're going to go through. Now, I have not had to do one of those as of yet, but you can hook one to this. There is an external pump cord that you'll get, that you put it to the pump, you put it into the PC board, and it'll operate through the PC board. So that's what it means by, is there an external pump connected to the system? The internal pump here, pretty much, I mean, I have these in 12,000 square foot homes, and they handle perfectly. What I do is when I put 2 NPE units in a big, huge home, I'll put 2 of the A2s in. I won't put an A2 and an S2. I'll put 2 A2s in. And then on the dedicated return line that we run, because we don't do the plumbing, we do the gas, but we run the dedicated return line from the farthest fixture. We'll pipe both of the recirc, so that's the center pipe. You got the cold, you have the hot, and then in the middle, 3 inches from the hot, is the recirc 3/4 line. And that's the dedicated recirc line that goes to the pump. Well, if we have 2 of these units together, we pipe them in. We put the cascade cable in, we set it up so that you have a primary and a secondary, and they'll work together. Now, most of this time, we do split up the house where we have 2 units on one side, 2 units on the other, and we split. Recirc goes that way, recirc goes that way. That works the best. Does it cost more? Yes. But the customer that's spending a couple of $1 million on this house, so they're going to be satisfied when they get to the faucet, they turn it on, they have hot water within 5 seconds. It's well worth the extra money that the builder spends. Convincing the builders to do that and not go the cheaper route, that's another question. That's for another day. So that is your setup. That's what you do. That's how you would reset the unit if you have to reset it for some type of reason. Most of the time, you have to change the PC board, you have to change the controller, which, if you change the PC board, they suggest you can change the controller at the same time. You're going to have to, then you're going to really, once you change the PC board, you're going to really, it's going to be reset. So, but if you have a bunch of trouble codes and say you change the fan or the Venturi, then you want to lock out those codes, get them away, then you'll do a factory reset, set the date and time and everything that you did. Now, when you convert it to propane and you get to the screen that says natural gas or propane, and you go down to propane and hit OK, it's going to ask you, did you convert it and did you reset the step switch number 1 from off to on? That is on the right-hand side of the controller. I have a video on converting the unit right here, getting the orifice, which is right here, getting that orifice swapped out from natural gas when it comes from the factory to propane. All right, YouTube? All righty, well, again, I'd like to thank everybody for all of these subscribes, the likes, the comments, the questions. My email will be below if you have any questions. I do now have an active Patreon channel because I will be doing this more now as kind of a business as far as my consulting. Email me and I'll give you information on what my consulting fee is. If you're interested in my school, which is an 8-hour class on a Saturday here at the studio with the units, again, email me. I'll give you the information. But if you would like to become a Patreon supporter, which we'd be grateful, it'll really help the channel, because I'm turning this now more and more over to my son and son-in-law, the business, and they'll be more active, and it's going to take a while. Check us out on social media now. We do have a website, economyplmbg.com. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, and we're on Facebook. Everything will be down in the description below, including the Patreon, whatever they call it. I forget, it's a Patreon page or Patreon thing, put it that way. All right, again, I mean, really, I just can't believe how many people subscribe to this channel every month. It just blows me away, and I'm greatly appreciative. I'd like to thank, again, all the supporters of the channel, and maybe one day I'll get a better belt and I don't have to keep picking my pants up. Alrighty? Check out the social media. You'll see our installs, and you all be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.